Hello YouTube audience, how are you guys? I am currently in Atlanta at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I did not film anything yet today, but I have an idea for this video and we're gonna film it right now. We're gonna show the unique cars of Atlanta edition. These are the most like normal looking ones, kind of, but this is a snorkel car. You wanna show us the engine real fast? This is Joe. He got second place here today. He drove absolutely amazing. He had a grudge match with Dustin Miles. Let's see your engine bay. Oh, it's 4 hood pins. Stock LS1. And let's see this. I heard Sammy Tiger built this engine.
The full TG Racing. There you go. Sammy Tiger.
That is beautiful. How reliable is it?
It's like 100 events in a row now.
And it's a 3076 and a RB25?
Yeah. RB25.
Super cool. So what do you think about this car over here? This car is like the junkyard build where it's super high.
That's what I was thinking the whole time. I'm embarrassed to be out here in this, and then he showed up in that, and I was like, ooh. That's a 3071. Okay, yeah.
He doesn't even know his own thing. Sammy's like 3071.
Hey, if you flood and lay smoke, that's all I know.
And this is much more quintessential, like Japanese style. This is a snorkel mobile. Why don't you fit the snorkel in the engine bay?
My buddy's got a welder, bro. We can
style?
Since I started.
Oh, okay.
No, fresh air, baby, fresh air.
So this is a V8 stock LS1. He says.
It's got a cam. I'm sorry.
He's got a stock passenger seat with these harnesses. He's got a racing seat. No gauges at all. It almost. Oh, he's got a couple. No gauges.
No gauges.
He's got a battery box there. This is ridiculous. What? He runs big sticky tires, it looks like. So you have a temp gauge.
Nothing works.
Nothing works? This is junkyard status, boy.
If it blows, it blows.
All right. Awesome. Are you doing a burnout or something?
Yeah, where you want it at?
I don't know what he's trying to do.
I got it jump started.
Oh my God, he's gonna jump start it. He's got the jump box in the car. Before all the cars leave, I want to shoot a couple more cars. Fielding, did you have fun this weekend?
It was a lot of fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice weather.
It's really fun to see the different types of builds and everything.
Yeah.
So Catch My Drift brought both Fielding and I out, so thank you, Catch My Drift.
Thanks, Joe.
This is an ATL Hot Atlanta burnout. I don't think we have permission for this. So this car, that's your Corvette, right?
Yes, sir.
Just tell me who made you buy that Corvette?
You did.
I did? Did you really buy a Corvette off of a YouTube video is what I'm about to ask.
I really did.
You really trusted a YouTube video enough to make a large financial purchase
Absolutely.
that potentially could ruin your life.
Well, I trusted your knowledge.
Okay. I'm always just completely baffled when everybody I'm like, you should buy a Corvette. And they go out and
then there's like idiots that do it. Yeah.
And the same color too. It worked really well on track. It was super reliable and a rad car. Boop. He's got a Kirky seat in there. Oh, 2 of them. He's got the Chelsea Denofa steering wheel. He's got the same hydro setup as me. He really did copy that, just with different seats. That's rad. Boop.
Oh, you're interviewing cars? You gotta come look at the Drift HQ
Sure.
BMW.
All right, let's look at it real quick.
Drift HQ, Brian Tooley Racing, LS Experts Atlanta, Progressive Medical Store. It's a LS1, stock heads, fast intake, Jericho High Tower dog box, FD cage, Volvo power steering.
We have a Miata with a V8. What else?
Let's pop the hood.
Yeah, can we?
Yeah.
I heard you're a YouTuber. Are you?
I got a small channel, Thomas Miata. Check it out.
Okay.
I got Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff too.
This was literally the fastest car out here almost. Do you agree?
I don't agree. It was the fastest.
It was the fastest? It's amazing when Miatas are the fastest cheater cars out here when you stuff a V8 in it. So, in like 10 seconds, what's the best part of the car?
The engine for sure. It just I got a triple disc clutch on that thing, and it spins up like an F1 engine. It's nuts.
And what's the worst thing about the car?
The worst thing about the car is probably just how old it is. I got it from Jeff Abbott. This thing's been drifting for 13 years. It is
wow.
Very, very beat up.
Are you gonna replace it, or is it just so good you just keep going?
I'm gonna beat the crap out of it until it needs to be replaced.
Okay. I'm gonna look around, and then this car worked really, really well. I don't even need to point everything out. It's a V8 Miata, which sounds simple now, but like 10 years ago, that would sound so crazy. What's back here?
We got nitrous too.
Oh man.
You know, gotta throw the sauce at it. There's Jeff Abbott's old name there. So this was a retired FD car.
That's hilarious.
You remember Jeff Abbott? And I've got Danny George's old rear end in it now too.
Oh man.
From FD. But yeah, the old.
What is this?
That's just for the cool shirt. So it pumps cold water, ice and cold water.
And then nitrous.
Surge
what is
tank.
that? Surge tank.
Yep.
Battery, so you can crush it when you hit the wall.
Yeah, buddy. Sealed.
Woo! It'll just like squirt everything at you. All these fuel lines still there. This doesn't look like that crazy of a build.
It's a stock tank.
Especially since it was a FD car already.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go. Oh, your tech stickers?
Yeah.
To prove it?
Yeah. Right there.
Formula D.
All right.
All right. Thanks. All right, let's go look at these cars. We have lots of normal, like, Pro-Am type V8 cars. That's a V8, Mustang. You just saw this car do a burnout. This is really interesting. Look at this. It's an S13. He has a dry sump on there for reliability, but then because of the dry sump and the snout, he doesn't have a fan solution at the moment. So he has a pusher fan pushing in this direction, and it's not working super well. So he needs to figure that out. But it's so interesting that you're trying to make the car more reliable with dry sump, and then you run out of space and everything. And then it has manual brakes. Boop. Let's see if I can stick my hands actually in the car. I can. Through the vent. It has little tiny springs, little tiny guys. This car is really interesting. This is probably the most interesting car here at the moment for me. So it's a 350Z, loud trucks, with Einstein on the side. That was like a Pro-Am build with a V8 and everything, all stripped out. But look at the engine. The engine is a, what's the engine code?
VR30DETT.
So it's a baby GTR motor.
Baby GTR. Yep.
And how hard was this to swap in? Because this is crazy.
It's actually not that bad. Stock mounts, stock drive shaft. It's a JK Trans 370Z trans. The only like custom part, I guess you'd say, is the flywheel. 370Z flywheel with a VR tone ring.
Yeah.
And then custom wiring done by my buddy. So, and then we're working with John at UpRev to get it all sorted out right now. It's doing good.
I saw it make a few, like maybe 1 or 2 clean laps. It looked like it was making power. Was it good? Did you like it?
All right. It's probably in the 3s making power, but it goes into limp mode. There's some code that's throwing right now. We haven't had time to really work on the bugs, but we're working through it.
So you're in development stages.
Basically, yeah. There's only 5 swaps total, and this is like the 2nd or 3rd one running in a Z.
That's crazy, because it's going to be such an interesting swap because these motors are cheap and they go in there easily, they fit, everything kind of works except to get the ECU not to freak out. But look at this. This is like, it has, instead of having an intercooler up front, it has air-to-water intercoolers. Tell me if I'm an idiot and I'm getting this wrong. It's basically a VQ except it's 3-liter. But look at this. You think this is the radiator? This is the air-to-water exchanger up front in the car. So it's like a Civic radiator. Is it a Civic radiator?
I think it's a Civic radiator.
Civic radiator.
We had lying around, so.
And then he has his old like Formula D style rear mount radiator in the back. This looks so modular and drop in. Like you can pull the motor and drop it almost without disconnecting anything. Basically. Where a normal VQ turbo setup or something like that with big front mounts and everything would be not as modular as, you know, at all.
I mean, basically,
so different.
It goes from turbo to coupler, to intercooler to coupler, and that's it. There's nothing else.
Are you glad you pulled the V8 out?
You know, the V8 ran great for 2 years for me, but it was just
Too simple.
It's played out.
Made your life too easy.
That's it, right?
You had to make your life harder.
You want to be one of the first people to do it, and it's everybody.
Yeah.
You know, all the V8, and now it's like this is kind of, if it comes in the new Z, the aftermarket is going to be amazing.
If you had a stock 350Z and you wanted to swap this motor in, how much would it cost total?
I would say
Doing the labor yourself.
Doing the labor yourself, I would put the number at
7,000.
7,500, and that's buying brand new trans, motor, all the aftermarket parts, probably 7.
Well, you'd have the transmission already, wouldn't
No,
you?
because that's from a 370Z, not from a 350Z.
What if you had a 370Z? How much would it cost?
370Z, another guy's working on that too right now. He has not have that one. The only other one I know running is at MA Motorworks. I think Forsberg's what kind of place up there.
Yeah.
They have one running, but that trans already is there. So same thing, drops right in. All you do is notch the transmission for the crank trigger. That's it.
Okay.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yes,
Thank you so much for showing it to me.
Of course, no
I
problem.
really want to drive this thing one day.
One day.
I know what it's like when you tell me it's 300 horsepower. I know exactly what it's going to feel like, and I've driven this engine in a rental car, and it was way faster than you would think. But it's still just like something completely brand new, and it's kind of interesting and fun.
And when you do a basic tune and turn up the boost, it's for something.
Yeah, no, they're
450.
fast.
Yeah, be great.
Yeah, cool, awesome. All right, let's go find more unique cars. More unique cars. Convertible. Bye, guys. Convertible. Hello. Look at this. A VQ35HR, so like a 2007, 2008 motor with a turbo kit attached to it with external, like, they just look like muffler shop dump tubes. This thing was out there ripping all weekend. It looked really reliable and made good power. Hello. I think the owner's like, what are you doing to my car? I think it's cool. I'm just looking at it real quick. Very cool. Yeah? Oh, it's a 370Z swap,
Yeah,
so it's a 3.7.
Yeah.
How much power does it make?
It's 475 at 5 pounds.
Was it worth all the effort of the swap and the
was.
cost? Because
It
those are
was.
expensive turbo kits, aren't they?
Well, I bought a car blown up with the turbo kits.
Oh.
And I just took it off, put a stock engine back in the car, sold it, made money off of it, and I kept the turbo kits.
Every drifter's story about how they get a part or like how much something costs is always like some Craigslist scam where you're like buying something, selling something, and like, because I would never pay $10,000 for an HR turbo kit, you know what I mean?
Bro, like the engine, I got it at a junkyard.
Yeah.
For $200.
Wow.
It was on sale, so I went and picked it up, and then I got a transmission for $300.
Yeah.
And I got up rev, and I did all the wiring and got it running.
Very cool.
Yeah. So.
Do you like it more than a V8? Or it just you ended up having it?
I've never had a V8 car. I'm actually putting a truck 6.0 in my first ever drift car. It's a G35, so I'm still working on it.
Was this reliable for like however long you've had it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've had it for over a year, and I beat the living crap out of it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you drove great this weekend.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thanks, man.
Thanks. Have a good weekend. All right. Look at this. That is a shaky cam S12 200SX, I forget what they're called. Anyways, it's an S12. It's what came before the S13. It's like a Corolla A46 version kind of thing. I don't know. I think they came with naturally aspirated C18s, but you never see them, so I don't know anything about it. This is absolutely hilarious. This S13, you are never gonna guess what is up here. So there's two things that's like, what is that? There is an ECU zip tied to his intake manifold. This looks like a supercharger. It's obviously not, but look at the headlights. It's like a 280ZX, 300ZX front end. I'm not even sure what it is. This car is ridiculous. What is up with that hydro setup? He's towing it on this U-Haul trailer. So he's using this seatbelt strap. I don't know how well you can see that. I can probably just open it. It's probably open. He's using the seatbelt strap to hold the steering wheel. That is unique. Along with all of that. And then for this to fit on the trailer, he's having to put little tiny skinnies on the front. And you know what's ridiculous about this thing? Is for anybody that's a naysayer, this car worked really, really well this weekend, and he drifted it extremely well. It's a 5.3 truck motor, I think, but it did really, really well, and it was good, and I cannot say anything bad about it. I can say it's crazy looking. Good driving.
When you and Shredder get a second, I just want you guys to fill me in on a little bit so I can understand.
Understand what?
The judging calls. I'm just curious so I can perform better next time.
We're getting protests in the pits. I'm going this way. I'm going this way.
Just curious.
They're chasing me around. We'll be back, yeah. I'm making a unique video. Wait, 1 sec. Can I just show that car real quick? Also, you killed it after going to second. I'm so sorry we told you in the driver's meeting to go to third. We had no idea your second to third was so long.
It's okay.
That was really good driving at the end though. Did you feel much more confident?
That very last run was just...
It looked really good. I was like, oh God, I wish you would have done that in the comp.
Yep.
But are you gonna change the car and put third gear closer to second? Can you swap that gear out?
Maybe one day, but right now it's not. It's a piece together project.
Yeah.
So it's a low budget thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, a gear can't be that expensive.
I've got a gear in the trailer that if I would have put it in second would have been fine.
Yeah?
It would've
like a
been-
rear end gear, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh wait, he's saying this is a budget car? Oh wait, I don't know what's going on with the diff. What is the diff?
All right, so it's a CHP. It's a CHP 330 diff.
Uh-huh.
The rear shocks are actually shocks off of a late model
Uh-huh.
that I cut the chassis up and got them in there
Yeah?
because they're lollipops on top and bottom. They're not supposed to be in the BMW.
Yeah?
The only thing that I bought that I didn't have was the chassis, the angle kit, and the front shocks.
This thing is hilarious when you get up close to it.
Yeah.
So it's basically just like a circle track car.
Yep.
This is, and he's saying it's cheap, and look at the parts. Rear baller fan setup.
It's cheap to me because I didn't have to pay
Oh wait,
for it.
maybe it's a baller fan shroud and not fans. I
It's
can't.
not even a nice fan shroud.
Yeah.
It's homemade.
Well, I'm looking through a tail light, so I can't tell. It looks rad. It's built like a circle track car. So it's an E46?
Yeah.
It's an E46. I'm gonna go peek in the front of your trailer because this is what all the money shot is about for this car. Boom! Bet you didn't expect that. It is a
NASCAR SS nose.
NASCAR SS?
NASCAR SS.
Chevy SS?
Yep, Chevy SS.
That is hilarious. That does not look like a BMW. All right, I'll let you keep loading. Great driving. What was the engine, by the way?
It's a 350 small block Chevrolet. Same thing they used back in like the early 80s, late 90s on all the circle track cars.
Yeah?
It's dry sump. It's got 15-to-1 compression.
You're saying this thing's cheap and it's dry sump? He smiles.
I hope it never blows up because I
Yeah.
can't afford it. It's got a 750 4-barrel carburetor on it, so it's still carbureted, not fuel injected. Front exhaust coming out of the hood.
How much does it make power-wise?
At the crank, it's 480. At the wheel, we think somewhere around
He's
like 4.
saying budget built. It's a 500 horsepower dry sump NASCAR and a BMW body, and he's trying to tell me it's cheap. I love it. Great driving. Fix that gearing. Go
I
murder
will.
everybody.
Oh yes.
Very, very cool car. And super unique. Like, I just keep turning around and all these cars are super unique. This is the Bouncy Boy Cressida. Rear shocks bounce all over the place, but he doesn't care. It drives really well.
Easy. I've been trying to fix it.
No, I was just saying, you're driving fantastic for it. Just like, it's like floating around out there.
It's got like blown S13 recoilers on it that
Yeah.
I keep telling myself I'm gonna change and I never do it.
What's the engine?
SR20.
Oh, okay. That, I have never
I'm sorry, I
seen
was talking to you over there, and the way I just said SR20 sounded terrible. So, like,
No, I'm just laughing.
Sorry for totally sounding like a dick in my response to that.
I've never seen an SR20 Cressida.
Yeah, it gets a lot of hate.
Why?
The Cressida kids think 5Ms are good engines, I guess. I don't know.
Well, this has to be a step up from a 5M.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like, I had a 1JX8. I built all of Dustin Miles' motors and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Like, I love 1Js, but I also love SR20s, so.
Well, it looked really cool on track. It worked
really
well.
It's an S13 from the bottom all forward.
Yeah.
It's like subframes, steer interact, coilovers, bottom knuckles, all that stuff. It's an S13.
That's interesting. I've never seen one that has heat sinks on it.
That's an old school PBM.
It has a racing seat in it.
And all stock interior.
And then all stock interior, which is super cool. Probably you can still drive this thing on the street.
You could. I used
You're like,
to.
you could, but I
I'm
lowered
having,
it too
some
much.
wiring problems, and I don't have like brake lights and other important stuff anymore.
Yeah. Look at this. He rubs off the letters. It's sticky and hot to the touch. Because he rubs. And then this is,
Yeah.
that was abused.
Yeah. The other side looks better, but that's because it's from a different part. So.
Oh. Look at all this. All this rubber for the hot boy life. That's funny. All right, thank you so much.
Yeah, man, no
Are
doubt.
there any other crazy cars here I should look at?
Dustin's inside that trailer.
Yeah, let's look at, everybody's already seen Dustin's before. Ooh, and it's gonna rain. Look at the giant stands up here. Justin has a fancy trailer. Dustin has fancy race mat stuff. He has a fancy, fancy car inside the trailer. This is the one that went on Drift Week, and it looks like he upped the power again. Maybe he lowered the power. I like how y'all are hiding stuff from me. He lowered the power for Drift Week, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, no, I just basically got it tuned from E85, from 93 back to E85,
Oh.
and I took the like high.
Because it looks way
gearing.
faster.
Oh yeah, it's way better all around. Only faster, cooler, everything better.
Yeah.
Just not as good fuel mileage, and I basically changed the gearing, not the highway gearing. Well, I started out with a 3.7, then I broke that, went to a 4.10. Now it's got a 4.3, and it actually is like alive now. So it's not like laggy at all.
Did you ever test your, let me turn down my radio. Did you ever test your mileage on that car driving it on the highway
Yeah, I think.
on Drift Week? What
Yeah,
was
I
it?
did. Me and Chelsea DeNofo's car with XL driving did a test together, and I believe I got like 14. If I was going,
That's not
slow
too
enough.
bad.
14, 15, yeah.
And that was right what Fielding got in his JZ car as well, right? He got like 14, I think, maybe 15.
Yep.
And that's cruising, and that's having like a lean tune and everything and trying. I've always wondered why these things get such terrible gas mileage, because everybody's like, oh, I can make it get better. And we're like, we tried,
Yeah.
and it didn't. So E85 on this thing on the highway would probably get 11.
Probably 8.
8?
Yeah.
Woo! So this video all right now is not about fancy cars like his. This video is about all the crazy cars. So I went and looked at that 300 or 280ZX, whatever that thing
I told
is.
you that's what it was.
With the
coming up
V8.
there.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. Like my brain blocked it out.
Yeah, 280.
I looked at the new Q50 engine, 350Z. I looked at a bunch of different cars. Tell me something about the Atlanta drift scene. How's it different than Texas?
Oh man.
You travel all around the country.
I think we have a little bit more of like the team vibe thing going on right here. A lot of people, a lot of drivers are focused on driving with their team, making their cars alike, and I think that's what's the big movement right now in the Atlanta drift scene.
I'm not seeing that here. Are those drivers just not here today?
Well, at the same time, this really isn't the best depiction of the Atlanta drift scene, because this is more so a Myrtle Beach event with a lot of Myrtle Beach drivers that came to Atlanta, and there was probably a handful of local Atlanta people here.
Oh, okay.
It was majority a lot of travelers.
How far is Myrtle Beach?
5 hours.
Wow, yeah, this weather's crazy. Look at his hair.
I wish it was built this good.
Look at his hair, it's beautiful. I thought I was done filming, but this is probably the most unique car here. It is a C5 Corvette chassis, I think. You can tell it's got a Corvette badge. It is a truck, an old school truck. I wish I would have filmed this stuff before I went in the trailer, but I can just like dump a picture on top and you guys will get an idea. Look at this thing. This thing is ridiculous. I guess it has a hood thing. Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, it's a LS motor, Corvette chassis, race car seats. Is it open this way? I don't know how anything works. Let me get the owner. Yeah, I don't know how to open a stock hood on this. So it's just a C5 Corvette?
Yep.
How much work was this? Or you just basically just dropped it on
took
top?
like 2 years to buy it. I mean, to build it
build?
or whatever. But,
That is so crazy.
we just, had setback after setback. Got it done. Out here ripping on this.
How much does it weigh?
Several 2,700 pounds.
What? It's lighter than a stock Corvette? That is so weird. Does it retain the stock Corvette suspension?
Yes.
And the leaves?
It has the frame stuff. No, I got
Oh, it has
BCs
coilovers.
on it.
Oh, it's on BCs. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I got the diverted ones or whatever, the bigger.
The fancy
shop.
ones?
Yeah. But
It's hard to see
they don't
everything.
they don't work with any of the aftermarket suspension stuff. So.
It looks like it has vet
Probably
nuts
gonna do
angle kit.
Yes.
It has like all the same parts as my car. Yeah? That's hilarious. I love it. It's so weird.
Thanks, Marco, Marco talked to me for like an hour earlier this week about different stuff setting up on the
Yeah?
truck.
Yeah, he's super friendly.